Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hypocritical Haters,
Are you
episode
starting
15.
it like that? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, I cut the part where we talked about fat, or I was gonna cut the. Let's
Damn,
restart.
good job, Grayson.
Let's restart.
You didn't mention it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hypocritical Haters, episode 15.
Yeah, 15
Yay!
years old.
15. We can finally
I mean,
almost
not
drive a
15
car.
years old. Technically, we're learning to drive.
That's true.
Unless you're my sister and you're 17 learning how to drive a car.
Did you ever learn how to drive a car? Like, did you ever have to practice driving? For me it was like we went to our high school parking lot, drove around like one time, and my dad was like, "Okay, you see how this works?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool." And then like after that, the only time I was driving was like to get the hours for my permit.
Oh, I see what you mean. I was gonna say, like, what are you saying? You fucking drove around in circles in a parking lot once and you're like, oh, I got this shit. I'm a pro.
I mean, pretty much. There's all these like TV shows and stuff where people are driving through these cones and shit, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Oh,
And it's like,
that's
no,
what you
you
meant.
just fucking turn the wheel and the car goes where you want it to. It's not that hard.
Yeah, because TV shows are a direct representation of the monotony of life, and they wouldn't embellish anything to create drama or tension or a comedic effect or anything like that, right, Grayson?
Yes. No, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like, there's one thing to like exaggerate, like in TV shows where they have like an hour in between class in high school and they like hang out by the lockers and talk about their crushes. Like, that's an
Yeah,
exaggeration, but people do hang out in the hallways and talk about shit in between class. You know what
I
I mean?
guess so.
So the idea of like, oh, we're gonna go practice driving on some like fucking practice cones, like most people don't do that, but I guess, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a huge exaggeration of
Do you
what
have
someone might
anything
do.
specific in mind when you say the cones and shit?
Yeah, like, they have a little like practice
No, I'm
course.
saying, like, do you have a specific show or movie in mind?
No.
So you made this shit up to support your argument.
You've never seen a fucking TV show where they have cones and traffic and practice
You have to
traffic
do it
driving?
for the motorcycle test.
I'm not talking about motorcycles. What are you talking about, Dan?
Look,
You sound insane.
I'm saying you have to do it for the motorcycle test. I'm pretty sure if you don't do it till a certain age, then you have to do that shit. Like, let's say you didn't have a car when you were in high school.
Mhm.
Okay? You don't learn how to drive because you don't have a car, and you can't pay, you're too poor to be able to pay somebody to teach you to drive when you're in high school.
Mhm.
But you're like 23, you're like, oh, okay, I got money, I could learn how to drive. It would be beneficial to me. I'm pretty sure after a certain number of years, you have to go back to driving school, and they do that kind of shit.
Yeah, but they don't do that in high school. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? Here's what it is. They used to have like a driver's ed portion of school where I
Did you
think,
look it up while I was talking?
what?
Did you look it up while I was talking?
No, I just remembered because I remember it used to
Oh,
be a
okay.
thing in school, and then they like made it its own private industry, which,
I'm
good
sorry.
for them.
I'll calm down. I don't know why I'm coming off so aggressive and uh hostile.
It's probably that
Hold on.
monster
I have to
Java you
sneeze.
drank. Bless you.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually drinking a Starbucks double shot energy.
Whoa. Well,
Not sponsored.
insert the YTP Mabel going, whoa.
Dad, Dad.
Anyways, thank you.
Please don't. We shouldn't have watched that just because
Yeah. Now I'm
you
gonna
doing
reference
that.
it this whole time, and Dan has to edit this episode because I've edited the last like four, and he's gonna
Yeah.
have to go into this stupid fucking YouTube poop and pull out like random clips of Dipper saying Mabel. We have to talk about Mabel. We have to talk about table.
Okay, I'm not putting that one in.
Put it in.
No.
Fuck. Okay. Anyways, let's get to a topic. This sucks.
Okay. I
Comedy
think
gold. Sorry.
oh, I think you and I we're probably like on the border of this, but there's like an actual It's an actual thing to be addicted to feeling sad.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's crazy.
Some people like force themselves to be sad over nothing
Really?
just to have the feeling of being sad.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. There's a whole psychology behind it.
Damn. Well, I've told you about this, but I haven't talked about it on the podcast yet. So I was in a happy, healthy relationship for a while, and like a year in, I was like, man, I am so happy. Like is this what it's like to be just like content with life? And then I got
Mm.
scared because I was like, wait, if I'm not sad anymore, I'm not gonna be able to make good art. And so a part of me genuinely considered breaking up with this girl just because I needed my art to be nice and depressing, and I couldn't make depressing art without being depressed.
Mm. Yeah, that's pretty much the exact definition. I looked it up. People who are addicted to unhappiness tend to find reasons to be miserable when life gets quote unquote too good.
Oh shit. Is it really? No, you're making that
Yeah,
up.
no, that's the first line. That's
Oh
from
no, dude.
psychologytoday.com.
Oh
It's the
no.
first sentence.
And you
Yeah,
know,
prefer to this one can apply to a lot of people nowadays too. Prefer to play the victim role and blame others rather than take personal responsibility for their choices.
okay, well that's not me because I take all the responsibility for
Yeah,
everything that
I
happens.
was saying that's like a general people in life right now are like loving playing the victim. And oh,
Yeah.
the last sentence that's like on this preview says compete with friends and colleagues to see who has it at the hardest.
Oh, those people are the worst. No, I'm
I
not
fucking
that.
hate those people.
God. Oh, how many
Ugh.
hours of sleep did you get last night? Oh, I got four.
Oh yeah,
You got four. I only got one. So who's the real
yeah.
winner?
Oh
Not
man, I
you.
got
You're not the real winner. You got 1 hour of sleep.
yeah. Why is that a thing? Like one time I was at work and I had just gotten 1 hour of sleep and I didn't bring it up, but they were like, "Man, Daniel, you look really tired." I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty tired." They're like, "Oh, did you get a lot of sleep last night?" I'm like, "No, not really." They're like, "How much did you sleep?" I was like, "Oh, probably like an hour." I was like trying my best to avoid saying it just because I didn't want there to be a pity party.
Yeah.
But as soon as I said it, they were like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I got like four, so I think I know how you feel." And like everybody went around and started talking about how many hours of sleep they got. Like this was like not even that it was a competition, but it was like, what are we talking about? Why is this? Why do you all have input on this?
Yeah. And see, the contrarian in me now wants to be like, oh, I got like a normal amount of sleep. You guys are fucking weird.
Yeah,
Like I would improve my sleep schedule just to shit on these people for having shitty sleep schedules and being proud of
yeah, hate people like that. But yeah, dude,
it.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You can literally be addicted to everything.
Dude, for real. Well, the other funny thing about that, like about like me like actively seeking to be miserable or whatever, is I was talking to my parents and they were like, Grayson, parents are only as happy as their least happy child. And I was like, oh, you guys must be miserable. I am so sorry. Not only do they have me, but then they have fucking Garrett, who's just a
Yeah,
walking ball of negative energy.
yeah, fuck you, Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett, what the
We
fuck?
hate on Garrett a
No, I was
lot.
about to
Is he
say,
on the
I
hate
was
list?
about to say, no, we can't put it on the hate list because of an incident we won't talk about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could cut it.
It was when we fucking shit on him for.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Garrett.
Yeah, sorry, Garrett.
This
Love
is
you,
my
buddy.
public apology. I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. You get the reference there.
I'd like to apologize. What is that from? What am I thinking of?
It's from Logan Paul when I don't know what you're thinking. Mine is from Logan Paul when he recorded the dead body.
Oh, dude, that was a classic. I've made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment. What a good way to say I'm an idiot.
Yeah, the thing is, he's become a pro at saying sorry because he is like, did you hear about his crypto scam?
No, what was that?
Dude, so he got a bunch of people. Basically, he was the
Wait. Can you tell that story in 1 sec? I just remember the thing and I'm gonna forget it. It's like a GTA 5 video where it's like you pull some guy out of the car and he's like, hey, who do you think you are, buddy? You want to fight? And then you like pull out a gun and he goes, I'd like to apologize.
motherfucker.
Asshole!
Hey, fuck you, bitch.
You are dead meat. I want to apologize.
Oh yeah. You like push him over and he does
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Anyways,
Uh,
put that in and then tell me what you were gonna say about the crypto scam.
okay, so Logan Paul, he's known very well because of bad publicity, good publicity. He's done a lot of publicity stunts, right? And in boxing matches against Mayweather, all that stuff.
Mhm.
And he's basically the poster boy for this new thing that he's developing with these other guys called Crypto Zoo. Did you hear about this?
Crypto zoo. No, I have not.
Dude, okay, so
It sounds like a real Animal House. Yeah.
uh you could say that.
We can cut that too if you want.
No, I won't cut it.
Fuck.
Live with it. Anyway, so he's got this business deal with I can't even remember who else, but I think it was like him, his manager, and then two guys that were like millionaires or whatever. And they were like setting up this crypto thing. The premise is uh you get an NFT when you sign up for this game that they have called Crypto Zoo. You
Mm-hmm.
get an NFT of an animal, and you can then take that NFT. I think you can invest more money and get another animal, and then you can merge the animals, and they will have an egg. You'll get an egg from it, a crypto egg, and then after some time, the egg will hatch into a mixture of both of the animals. So this is the whole
Okay.
thing. And Logan Paul is like standing behind it. He's like, "Oh, I love this game. It's so much fun. It's such a cool game." And they released a few like previews of what it's gonna look like. And they released a picture of I can't even remember what it was. It was probably like a killer whale and a koala or something like that.
A
And
koala
it was
whale.
yeah. And people like looked into it. They literally just took like what's the fucking name of the company that just posts pictures all the time?
That
Like
is such vague. I don't know.
they have watermarked pictures. It's like
Oh, Shutterstock?
yeah, stock images. That's what I was thinking
Oh,
of.
okay.
It's just stock imagery of a koala and a killer whale. That's it. It's not an NFT.
Well, what does the mixture look like?
Well, the thing is, the mixture looks like somebody just photoshopped pieces of the stock photo of the koala and killer whale together.
That's fire.
No, it's not fire. Because because there's no crypto involved in it, so there's no profit to be made. They're just taking money.
Oh
And so as
shit.
soon as because they're using Logan Paul as a poster boy, all these Logan Paul fans, Mavericks we'll call them,
Mavericks, if you will.
um, they buy into it because it's Logan Paul, which they're fucking really stupid for trusting Logan Paul for any reason at all. I don't know why you would,
Yeah.
but they buy into it. The company, the Crypto Zoo company makes like a couple $1 million. It's like $10 million. Two
Mm.
of the two millionaires that were part of it, they both dip out, and
Oh, dude.
yeah, they take a ton, millions of dollars with them,
Fuck, man, that's
never
crazy.
to be seen again, ever. And that their money's gone. The people who bought into it, their money is gone. They took it.
Dude, to me, that's true evil. Is
Yeah,
like, I don't care about the consequences of my actions because I know it's gonna make me money or something along those lines.
yeah.
It's
I'll
like,
profit off of someone else's
yeah,
despair, but I don't care because I am profiting.
like Nestle. Did you hear about the Nestle thing?
Uh, no, before we go into it, I want to
Okay,
say
go
if
on.
you want to watch more or hear more about the Logan Paul CryptoZoo scam, just watch CoffeeZilla's videos on it. If you don't want to watch a couple hour-long videos, I would just look up. I watched Moist Critical react to it. So,
Mm,
what
yeah.
happened with the Nestle thing, Grayson?
Well, so Nestle back in the day was like, Nestle sells baby formula,
Mm.
and And so baby formula was like, it was like a semi-popular thing, and they kept promoting it. And then studies came out that are like, hey, like babies who are like given baby formula instead of milk are like malnourished and like, have lower IQs and blah, 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 blah. And so Nestle was like, oh, damn, that's really going to hurt our profit margin. So they ran an ad campaign in like third world countries, like a huge marketing campaign, like baby formula is the future, blah, 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 because they don't have any like false advertising laws in like, like little African countries. And so they ran all these like, get from baby formula. And so what they did, here's another crazy thing they did, is they gave out like a 3-month or like a 2-month free sample. So you could get free baby formula for like 2 months. And they gave them out to all these fucking African countries. And so all these mothers were giving their babies baby formula. And then once the free trial ran out, their milk had dried up, because if you don't fucking milk a baby for a couple months, then your milk, like, you stop producing milk. And so now they literally have to buy baby formula, otherwise their baby's gonna fucking starve.
Damn.
And Nestle knew all of this. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they were like, yeah, but think about how much money we're gonna make. Who cares that like literal babies in Africa are gonna starve? Like, we don't care. We're gonna make so much money. Like, that is the pinnacle of evil in my opinion.
I agree. I fucking hate people.
Yeah,
Hold on. I'm gonna cut this, but I have to blow my nose. Give me a second.
go for it. What the fuck was that? That was the weirdest nose blow I've ever heard in my life.
Uh, I groaned afterward because it feels like I just dropped like 5 pounds out of my forehead.
Oh, I guess, yeah, we probably should have done a disclaimer of you have allergies right now, so it sounds like you're all stuffy.
I am all stuffy. It doesn't just sound like it. If anybody has any solutions, I've already tried Allegra and Zyrtec, so
What's that?
Yeah.
Isn't it Benadryl that if you take a bunch of it, you get like super high and see demons?
I don't know, Grayson. Do you?
On the record, no.
Okay, off the record.
Off the record, I've seen some shit. Yeah, I think it's Benadryl, because someone tweeted Benadryl, like me after taking 24 Benadryls and staring at the demon in my corner, and it's like a picture of Pikachu that's like all fucked up. Fucking the official Benadryl tweeted, they're like, hey, like, please reach out to us to talk about not abusing our fucking product.
Yeah. Dude, you want to know something crazy? Actually, I don't know if you know this, and you might not find it crazy even if you don't.
What's up?
In other countries, specifically countries that have a shared healthcare system, they don't advertise prescription drugs or any drugs at all.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. All these things where it's like, hey, talk to your doctor if you think Lexapro could be right for you. They just don't have those over there, right?
Yeah, because it's all given to you already.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to advertise something when they're not going to buy it. They have shared healthcare.
Yeah.
Like I saw a billboard on my way home today, and it was like, we can fix your addiction or whatever, and it listed 3 prescription medications right next to it. My first thought was, why the hell are you advertising that you're going to give medication immediately? That is not how you treat addiction.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's really ironic that they're like, hey, do you struggle with addiction? Take a bunch of prescribed medication to get off of it.
Here,
Take a bunch of
drugs to help with your drugs.
Here, try these opioids. Guarantee you won't go back to cigarettes.
Dopamine receptors numb? Here, take these ADHD medications that pump into your dopamine receptors, so you are constantly being fed dopamine. I gotta get on that for my sadness addiction.
That's true, dude. Yeah, I'd rather be addicted to heroin than a sadness.
Yeah.
What's the
heroin
difference?
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Wait, I had something else. Oh yeah, there was so I've been watching a lot of Attack on Titan recently because
actually, really,
I did my best to avoid it, but my roommate was like, "Hey, it's so well written," and I was like, "If one more person tells me this show is well written, I'm gonna fucking find the creator and shoot him in the back of the head." This is a
in Minecraft.
In Minecraft. In Minecraft. Dude, and the funny thing is I just watched a video about this guy, this like 14-year-old kid who got arrested because he was playing Roblox and he said, "I'm going," this is me quoting. He's like, quote, "I'm going to bring a gun to school tomorrow and shoot everyone," end quote.
End quote.
And he got arrested, and his mom was like, "But he's just a kid."
On a Roblox, imagine.
But the funny thing is, he was definitely joking.
Roblox account, I would have been in prison a long time ago.
Dude, yeah, me on PictoChat. But he was definitely joking is the worst part, and he now has a felony and is in jail because he made a joke in Roblox.
It's a joke, but I mean, how seriously do you want them to take it?
Well, that's the problem. Is the joke like, is
all these people are on the blacklist, and the FBI was watching them, but they still did acts that I cannot describe to a school. Why didn't we stop them sooner? And I was like, I mean, like, at what point is it a joke? At what point should it be taken seriously? Because no fucking 37-year-old dude working for the FBI is gonna be like, "Oh, this kid in Roblox was just joking." He's like, "Oh, this kid is using the only platform he has to portray a message that he can only use this platform to portray it with."
Yeah, and the problem is the joke is he's literally committing a felony and stating a verbal threat to fucking shoot up his school. Like, that's the joke, which is like
commit undescribable acts to his school.
Yeah, sorry. YouTube, please editor, cut that. But yeah, which, granted is pretty fucking funny. However, you kind of are. Sorry. Well, the funniest part of the whole thing is they walk up and they're like, "Are you XX Sniper Lord 69 XX?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, you're under arrest." Oh, dude.
Oh, man. Good thing they haven't watched me play GTA 5.
Yeah, Oh, man. What were we talking about? Attack on Titan? I can't believe people complain about this show not having structure, or not show, but this podcast not having structure. Put anyone who complains about this podcast not having structure, put them on the hate list.
Yeah, you're on the hate list.
Fuck you. But now I forgot what I was talking about. Situational irony. Attack on Titan. Oh yeah, so we're watching Attack on Titan, and of course, whenever you watch anything on any streaming service, you get the same 5 ads over and over again.
Yeah.
And one of them is this. It's like one of them is like Hims. Have you heard of Hims? Like for Hims or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so
like the erectile dysfunction medication or whatever.
Well, that's the funniest thing. So it's this company called Hims, and it's like its whole thing is like, we tackled the issues that like all like men in their like late 20s, early 30s face, and we are giving the medication and the resources for them to like help them out with these problems. And so they've boiled down men's issues into 2 problems: erectile dysfunction and hair loss. And that is the 2 problems facing, just crippling the male population in the United States.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, they're not far off.
they're not super wrong. But the funniest part is, so then like after a week of watching Hims commercials, we get a Hers commercial. And there's a Hers. And it's the
inclusion has come so far.
And it's the same thing where they're like, hey, like girls in their like 20s to 30s, we recognize that you guys have problems and we're here to help with them. And so they've boiled down women's problems into anxiety and depression.
Oh no.
And
Oh
so then,
no.
so Aiden and I were sitting there watching, and we're like, dude, girls probably have all this anxiety and depression because all the dudes that they're trying to fuck are bald and can't get their dicks. We don't need hers. We just need hims to do a better job.
Oh man. We also need like a third subdivision of hymns where it increases your penis length.
Yeah.
Not for me though. Not
No,
for me.
not. I
It's like
mean,
for the other guys that like I'm good. I don't need it because I'm
if anything,
huge.
I need to
mean,
take some
I'm like
inches
pretty
off.
big.
I think
I'm like average, I think.
I've gotten complaints about
Maybe a
being
little
too
below.
big, even.
Yeah. Me too.
I mean, so much for no sex jokes.
Hey, you're the one who brought it up this time.
Yeah, but it was too good of a bit. We couldn't. Come on.
Dude, I saw this this short from another podcast. I can't remember the name of the podcast, but
Yeah, we don't want to advertise another podcast on our podcast, Dan.
well, good thing I don't remember the name.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, they were talking and they were like, "Okay, so like I saw this article the other day and it was like guys nowadays are have some of the biggest penises ever in history." And they were like high-fiving. They're like, "Hell yeah." They're like, "Fuck you, grandpa." And then he like he looked up the article and found it and read into it. He was like males age or no, he was like yeah, he was like males in the recent years have it's like 24% larger penis and the study had been done over the last 3 decades. And if you think about it, the last 3 decades, that goes back into the 90s. And they were both from the 90s. They were like, oh shit, we're the small dicks.
Damn, that's really funny, actually.
It's
Everyone,
so
go watch
good.
that podcast if you can find it. No,
Go
don't.
find them and watch it.
Or do. I don't know.
When you're not listening to ours,
Yeah, whatever.
listen to theirs. Oh man. Anyway, yeah, it was a good bit.
Thank you. Speaking of bits, I have a story to tell.
Let's hear it.
If you'll recall, a couple episodes ago, I told a story about one of my friends from college, in which I kind of didn't phrase it as well as I should have, and so then right after we posted, I get a text from the girl involved, and she was like, "Hey, I'm about to watch it, LOL," like, you know. And then she never replied after that. She never followed up on it. And so I texted back like that day. I was like, "Hey, like, you know, what'd you think? Haha." And then I was like, "Oh no, it wasn't that episode, was it?" And it was. And so I was like, "Oh shit." So a week goes by, no word from her. I text her, nothing. She leaves me on red even. And I was like, I'm in trouble now. So I call her like twice over like the next 3 days. No response, no word. Everything's on red. And I was like, did I really just lose one of my friends from college because I told a stupid story on the podcast? Are you serious? And I was kind of annoyed. I was like, that's ridiculous. But I was like, also like, I was kind of an asshole when I told that story. And so because I was like, you know what? I care about this friendship. I'm going to send her an apology text and then wash my hands of it. If she doesn't want to talk to me after that, I did everything I could do. So I typed up this big, long apology text like, listen, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what got into me. I think I let the fame go to my head. Like, please, if you can find it in your heart to forgive me, I'm so sorry. I value our friendship so much.
Grayson's becoming a pro in apologies too.
Yeah, Logan Paul, step aside. Unrelated note, have you guys heard of crypto? I'm trying to start a business or something. I don't know. Anyways,
You guys like animals?
do you guys like stock images of koalas? Have I got good news for you? So I send her that apology. I'm like, all right, whatever. She's probably not gonna reply. And like a week goes by, and she texts me back. Finally, she says, hey, sorry, I was really busy. I haven't listened to the podcast yet. Should I not? Do you say something not good on it? And I was like, you motherfucker.
Uh,
You like, oh my God, blowing up her phone and she leaves me on red even. And finally, I have to send a fucking giant apology text just to find out that she didn't even listen. And then she's like, should I not listen? And I was like, well, now I'm kind of curious how you will react. So maybe you should listen.
so good.
So
She whipped a nay on your corpse, dude.
I know. This is why you should never apologize to women because they're just gonna make you look foolish at the end of the day.
It's true. There's no winning an argument against a woman.
Okay,
That was a lesson I learned very quickly growing up with multiple sisters.
We are encroaching on dangerous territory, Dan. I'm gonna lose more
I'm talking
friends.
about my sisters, brother.
Oh, okay, me too.
Uh,
Uh,
Way.
anyway, what about your sisters? Let's talk trash about your sisters.
Oh, I'm blowing my nose. Hold on.
Dude, every time you blow your nose, it sounds like something out of fucking analog horror. It's just like, oh,
Yeah, that's my nose.
it's very
Maybe I won't find it
disconcerting.
scary then, huh?
Dude, Skinamarink, don't get me started on Skinamarink, bro.
Yeah, please don't get started on Skinamarink.
That movie goes hard.
What
Actually,
was
I kind of do want to talk about it a little bit, but
Oh, okay, go ahead.
what was your
Pop
question?
off, King. I was gonna ask what you were gonna talk about
I don't
before I
know.
blew my nose.
Oh, I was asking you to shit on your sisters, so maybe this is a better
Oh,
topic.
yeah, let's not do that.
Skinamarink, dude. So it's this movie. It's very highly controversial on the internet. All the redditors are like, "Oh, this movie sucks. It makes me pay attention for longer than 5 minutes," and all the like fucking indie film major people are like, "Oh, this movie's so fucking artistic. I love it. Artistic."
Yeah, correct.
Um,
YouTube.
but so basically it's this like analog horror movie about these like two kids who um they one night their father goes missing and then all of the doors and windows disappear, and
Oh,
it's like that's like the log line of it. It was the most scared I've been in a movie ever,
mm.
to be honest with you. Literally, that was the most scared I've ever been in a movie. However, there is like a solid like 40 minutes of the movie in which literally nothing happens on screen. Like, not exaggerating, it's like an awkward angle of a wall in a house, a blank
But
wall.
that's
And
cumulative, right?
yeah, cumulative, it's not straight, but like,
Okay.
over the course of the movie it adds up and it's like 40 minutes of just blank walls and
In an
nothing's
hour and a
happening.
half long movie.
Yeah. And I haven't actually like gone through and done the math, but it sure as hell feels like it. And so for a lot of people, that's their main complaint. And to be honest with you, it is a valid complaint. Like, the movie, I think, yes, it was necessary to have those like down moments, but he goes way overboard with down moments. They're too long. Not enough happens in the movie. It could have been an hour-long movie. Like, you could have took off 30 minutes and had it be a much better movie.
Imagine this is how like big companies, big industry movies pad for runtime. Like the movies that start off as shorts and they turn into like a full feature film. This is how they pad out runtime is they just place a camera in front of a wall and go eat lunch.
That would be
Imagine
funny,
movies just
especially
start doing that.
yeah.
You're like in the middle of a fight scene in an insane action movie that takes place in space, and all of a sudden it just cuts out and it's just a shot of stars. Like you're looking at the night sky.
No, it's like there's a fight scene happening in space, and the gimmick is that the camera is like floating in space, so it like points at the actors like fighting for like 2 minutes, and then it slowly turns, and for like the next 15 minutes it's just this camera slowly panning across like an empty sky of stars until it finally gets back around and the fight's like been over for 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think that's a better description. I haven't seen Skinamarink for everybody listening in to Grayson. So I wouldn't know any good analogies.
Yeah, but it was, I don't know, it's kind of, you kind of just gotta fucking sit down and take it like a what's the
Like a
analogy?
seat with a dildo on it.
Sure, we can roll with that one as the analogy.
That was a good analogy.
No, it's pretty good. I'm just
I don't know if I'll ever watch Skinamarink because you said it's not as good when you're not in theaters.
it's almost like you almost have to watch it in theaters because it's just
Yeah,
such a different experience.
absolutely zero theaters near me are showing Skinamarink. I was
Yeah.
home for a week this past week, but I was so busy that I didn't have time to go to the movies. So
Yeah,
otherwise,
it's probably out
I
of
would have
theaters by
seen it.
now anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So
But yeah. But here's my number one issue with it is, so that everyone's number one complaint about the movie is that it's like too long and it's too boring, which, kind of valid. The second complaint though is one that really, really bothers me. And they're like, spoiler alert, everyone, if you haven't seen Skinamarink, skip ahead to 32, 39. Just
I'll
kidding.
I'll I'll
We're
put a
already at
timestamp
49.
up. I'll put a
Anyways, yeah.
timestamp up.
Um, there's a kid gets hurt and like very hurt. Like it's kind of like this demon is like torturing this kid. And so everyone's like, "Oh, that's too much. Child abuse, it's too much. You can't put that in a movie." And it's like, how the fuck are you going to go into a horror movie and be surprised when something scary happens? Like, what is wrong with you? And everyone's like, well, it's different. It's not just scary. It's just like edgy. Like it's torture for this. It's like children getting hurt for the sake of being edgy and nothing, and it doesn't do anything for the story. And I was like, motherfucker, that is the story. The story is a child is tortured by a demon for a very long time. It's like, I don't, what do you like? How do you go in this movie and you're like, what? This is
Yeah,
just edgy.
I watched Terminator 2 the other day. I really didn't like how they shot guns.
Yeah, like why were the robots killing people? That was fucked up. Like, are we
Yeah,
just killing people
too
for the sake
far.
of of killing people?
These people that were killed in this movie, they were just meat sacks to be shot by robots.
Just
It
it fucking
ruined the
bothers
whole
me.
movie for me.
He was like, yeah, it made me really uncomfortable. I was like, oh, so you mean it scared you? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Oh, it's an
fuck?
unsettling horror movie. That's good thing you
Yeah,
didn't pay for that.
dude, exactly. I'm like, what is going on in your brain when you get unsettled in a horror movie and you're like, too much, too much.
Yeah,
And then,
that's
but then I was like, hey, what'd you think of Hereditary? You know, that spoiler alert, that movie where a girl's head gets taken off and you see like an up close, like fucking detailed graphic image of ants crawling all over her decapitated head. He was like, oh, I love that movie. That's a great movie. But all right,
anyway.
all that being said, that's just me venting. Redacted, I hear what you're saying and I appreciate your views. It's just on this podcast, I'm playing a character of myself in which I'm an asshole. I'm not actually an asshole, I swear.
Yeah, he's only like right now he's at 110% asshole. Usually he's at 109% asshole.
Usually I'm at 120. This is actually
I'm
toned
toned
down.
down right now. Yeah,
Toned down for what?
tone
You,
deaf for what?
uh,
That's what they call Lil Jon when he's right white and racist.
that was
Is
pretty
that a
good.
good joke?
That was pretty. That was
I
there
think it was
was.
pretty tone deaf. Boom, brought it back
Okay, all
around.
right. Now you ruined it.
Oh man,
Ay ay ay. Remember when you did that all the time? Ay ay ay, Grayson.
I still say I.
Why do you say that?
It's a
That's
thing.
so
It's a
weird.
thing that people say,
I know, but it's
specifically
just.
Hispanic people.
Oh, is it okay? I guess that makes sense then.
Yeah,
I just
got it
whenever I
from
hear
my
it,
mom.
I think of the Curb Your Enthusiasm, where the fucking dude converts to Judaism just to make Jewish jokes, and then he goes, "I, Larry, enough with the whatever," and Larry's like, "You did it! That's a Jewish thing! You're stealing our culture."
Grayson, are you saying I'm not Hispanic?
Yes. No, you're Hispanic. I know.
Thank you for the validation.
I was
I
about to
didn't
say,
think
I
I could
know.
be one without your approval.
It
So thank
is
you for
up to
that.
me. I'm the decider,
Yeah.
and I'll allow you to be Hispanic.
No, you're good. You're Hispanic for sure. For sure. You could put that on a college application.
Te permito.
I will. Let's move on. Dude, did you hear PewDiePie's pregnant?
PewDiePie is pregnant?
Yeah, him and Marcy are pregnant.
I didn't think that was physiologically possible, but the miracles of modern science. Yeah, why'd you say PewDiePie is pregnant? Say PewDiePie.
They say that.
I know, but it's
People
weird
say
because
that.
it's not true.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mister. Definitions are everything.
They are. I mean, you say that, but they are. So I don't know.
I saw a. This is kind of another topic. But I saw. Have you seen those videos where they have like the AI taking like Joe Rogan's voice, Joe Biden's voice,
Yes,
Donald
dude.
Trump's voice?
Those are kind of funny. I'm not even gonna cap. Those are kind of
I
funny.
found I have found zero of them funny. But I did see one where it was Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they were talking about being ratatouille, and like the Ben Shapiro and the thing was like being why would you want to cook? He's like, no, I'm not saying I would want to be ratatouille like I would want to cook. I'm just saying I would want to be like controlled by a rat or something. It'd be cool. He'd be like, in Ben Shapiro was like, no, but you said ratatouille. Like, that's what he does in the movie. He cooks. He's like, yeah, but ratatouille is just a better word for it. And Ben Shapiro's like, okay, I think for this conversation, I think ratatouille is a good word for it. But I think moving forward, we should use and figure out our terms and definitions.
I have seen that. It was on Ludwig's thing. I know that's where you watched it, and that's it's pretty funny.
I didn't find it very funny, but you reminded me of that exactly.
Oh,
That was
shit.
actually another topic I wanted to talk about was how unfunny those things are.
I'll send you one, and honestly, we can watch it. Oh shit! Fuck. I'll send you one, and honestly, we can watch it, and then you can tell me if you think that one's funny.
Okay.
Um,
My issue with it is it just feels kind of like remember how we would always complain that people were still doing Donald Trump impressions like in 2018?
yeah.
And it was just like, ugh, God, dude, come on, please. It's like, yeah, it was funny like 2 years ago, but come on, man, just give it up.
Yeah,
For some reason, like everybody has a Donald Trump impression. It's just, ugh.
it is extraordinarily the TikTok problem of, oh, one person made like a kind of funny joke. Now we're just gonna beat that shit into the dirt for the next like 2 years.
Yeah, dude, I fucking hate TikTok. Oh. God damn, dude, it felt like it wasn't gonna end.
You didn't like that, dude?
It was pretty funny at parts, but uh, like I said, it's just like just feels like the same thing every time.
Yeah, it is. The thing is, I've only seen like 3 of them.
This
And
is the
so
voice of somebody that would never say this. Look how insane and crazy what he just said. I will literally jump in your ass. Oh my God, that's insanely funny.
yeah, like I said, I mean, how many of them have you seen? Have you seen a ton?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen them on like YouTube recommended and shit, but I've only actually watched like 3 of them. So, bless you.
Thanks. Yeah, it just reminds me too much of the impression and honestly, no hate on AI if you're listening AI, but I just don't like AI shit.
If the
AI
basilisk
art,
is
dude.
listening right now, I'm
Yeah,
very
I'm not
pro
talking
your
about you,
creation.
Basilisk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't like AI stuff. Like AI art, it's like, oh man, that's cool. But like the it's so what is it? The novelty. The novelty of it fades so quickly for me.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was my topic that I want to talk about this week. If you want to jump into that,
Yeah, let's do it.
just to, because I feel like AI like 2 years ago was such a different conversation from AI right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's doing exactly what AI does, and it's increasingly it's increasing its ability exponentially.
Yeah. Dude, I saw this was so ridiculous. I saw this it was like Trevor Noah or like Jimmy Kimmel or one of those dumbass like late night hosts that suck at everything. Actually it might have been John Oliver. And they were talking about AI and I was like, oh, okay, like there's a lot of really, really interesting aspects of AI, like in terms of like them potentially like replacing the job market because they can just do all these like really complex jobs really easily. Like apparent and like kids are using AI to like cheat on their tests these days. Like they're using Chat GPT to write their essays for them. They're using it like programming, like computer science majors are using AI to do their like programming homework now because just it can do it, and it's like literally all they have to do is type in like, hey, do this problem, and it does it. And
Oh
so that's
shit.
really interesting. The potential for like AI to replace job like low wage jobs is like really scary, but after a certain point, once AI replaces enough jobs, in theory we could move to a world where no one needs to do these really shitty minimum wage jobs, and instead we have some sort of like universal income or whatever, but that's like a whole different like conversation. And out of all these interesting topics, fucking John Oliver thinks, oh, you know what would be really interesting to talk about? Oh, AI is gonna take over the world. Oh, we're scared of AI. They're gonna fucking kill all humans. Like, what a dumb argument to make about this incredibly interesting conversation.
Uh,
Fuck you, John Oliver. Piece of shit. Turns out maybe it's not even him, but just in case, John Oliver on the hate list.
yeah, put him on there. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and the main reason for that is the like, I don't like bringing him up either because you and I hate bringing up common topics, but Elon Musk is like, he's like the guy that everyone in modern society and in pop culture turns to whenever they need like a scientific genius to have a comment on something. And Elon Musk is like terrified of AI because of he's afraid of what it can do. So like anytime anybody goes to him to ask about what he thinks about AI, he's like, "Yeah, AI could like take over the world. They will take over the world." Everybody's like, "Oh no, please, please don't take over me, Mr. AI painter that can't figure out how to draw fucking fingers to save its life." Which, to be fair, human painters struggle with fingers too.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah,
way,
hands are the worst.
yeah, it's just like I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm not a huge fan of AI stuff.
Well, all right. So I watched this video by Solar Sands that does an incredibly good job of breaking down the complex issue of AI art. And he basically lays it out as this is me, like, paraphrasing another YouTube video essay that I watched because that's kind of just what this podcast has become.
Yeah,
But apparently, what they do is the AI will pour through like thousands and millions of like fucking like artist drawings, and
yeah,
they'll like pick on like key elements. So like if you say like, hey, draw a rat, it'll pour over like millions of drawings of rats from artists across the internet and select like the key repeating elements and combine these elements in order to create what it thinks is a rat, right?
yeah,
But the problem with that is it's different from drawing inspiration, where like a human can see a Van Gogh and be like, that's really cool. I'm going to draw a Van Gogh or I'm going to paint a Van Gogh inspired art piece. Because what the AI is doing is it's literally using pieces of this artist's work as like the foundation of a new artwork. There's no creativity or inspiration involved. It's
there's no what's the word? Innovation.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. I don't know. He does a much better job of explaining it, and so that's the problem. And so, kind of the like solution, solution in parentheses that he arrives at is artists should be able to opt in to the AI thing. Like before AI uses any artwork, it should obtain permission from the artist. But what the companies are doing is instead they're doing a take what we want and then like apologize if the artist wants to be taken out, and then they'll like take the artist out of the algorithm. But the thing is, it's impossible for AI to unlearn something. So when they're like, oh yeah, sorry, we'll take you out now, you're not really truly taking them out. You're kind of just like, taking their name out of the system, but like their art is still kind of in the learning evolution, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't know. What do you think about AI art? Do you think it is a danger to artists and art theft, and it should be like heavily regulated, if not banned? Or do you think it's kind of just like, guys, this is fucking how shit works?
I don't know. I don't think it should be banned, but I think it should be looked at more as like a fun little thing, fun little guy, you know? It shouldn't be like you shouldn't be using AI art to turn into commissions and shit and post them in art museums. I don't think it's art. I don't think so. But I think it's fun to play with. Like that's the first thing people started doing with it. They were like, it'd be really funny if I made Shrek into a Marvel superhero.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you're saying like, oh, it's not like it's a commission. It's just a fun little thing. But I've seen in real life people like using AI art instead of like commissioning art. Because one of the guys I work with, it was like one of the first guys on ChatGPT, and he's like, check this out. Like, I need some like branding artwork for the website. Instead of going to an artist and commissioning it and paying money and having to wait like a month for him to paint it or draw it, boom, I just put in like fucking whatever I want, and then it pops up and it gives me like 6 different options to put on my website. So you are kind of taking away, it's like lying by omitting the truth. You're taking away commissions by directing them somewhere else.
Do you think this would, if we continued down that path, do you think it would increase the value of human created art?
No.
You
it
don't
would
think
decrease
so?
it because you're flooding the market with art.
Yeah, but it's not human art. There's in art, there's like novelty to everything, at least in painting.
Yeah.
And it's like the thing that people are paying for, like when you see $1 million painting and it's just like like a cobalt blue canvas, and that's it. People aren't paying because, oh man, this represents me so well. It's because of the novelty of it. There's like an idea behind it that they buy into, and then they pay $3 million for it.
I hear what you're saying and you're right, but I don't think it's going to increase the value. I think all other art is going to devalue. Like art in general is going to devalue, but human made art is going to like kind of stay where it's at. And the only justification for paying this like absurdly higher price is it's human made. You know what I mean? It's like buying organic versus buying non-organic.
Yeah, but people still buy the organic over non-organic because they think it's better or whatever.
Yeah. No, I think some people will, but also there's people like me who's like, I know I'm going to get cancer from this AI art, but I'm still going to buy it. Or I'm sorry, I know I'm going to get cancer from this fucking genetically modified tomato, but I'm broke, so I'm just going to buy it anyways.
I guess so. But I mean, that's not even with artists nowadays anyway. It's like some people can make a living off of it, but it's not the people who make a living off of it. The really famous ones aren't marketing to regular people. They're marketing to this art culture.
Yeah, but it's going to eliminate the middleman or the middle. It's like I saw this video essay on like medium budget movies and how I've been watching a lot of video essays. I saw this video essay talking about how like the medium budget movie is like a thing of the past. Like we either have our like $400 trillion Marvel movies or our like $15,000 Skinamarink movies. There's no more like $10 million Seven or Silence of the Lambs. Like those movies, no one makes them anymore because it's too much in the middle. You know,
You think so?
that's what the video essay said. I don't know. I don't like thinking for myself. It makes my head hurt.
I don't know, man. Let me look up Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was probably the best movie of last year. Their
Yeah.
budget was 14. It says 14 to 25 million.
Oh, that would be a medium budget movie. Oopsies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm silly. I'm a silly head. I'm a silly
And
little
then,
guy.
yeah, this one too. Another popular one from last year is Bullet Train.
Fuck. All right. You
That one
convinced me.
had. Hold on, let me see.
What's that Shakespeare play? Caesar? Julius Caesar? Isn't that a Shakespeare play?
Oh, dude, Bullet Train had a huge budget. It was a much worse movie.
What was
It's
Bullet
probably
Train?
because of the actors in it. It has like 85 to 90 million.
Yeah, that would be big budget.
Yeah.
It's also nuts. I do kind of want to watch that movie though. Was it not good?
It was pretty good, but overrated in my opinion.
All right,
That's
maybe I
kind of
won't
you
watch
and
it.
I. That's like everything. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, Turning Red.
Oh yeah. I don't. We might cut this, but I had one of my friends who listens to the podcast text me, and she was like, "Wow, I can't believe you guys shit on Turning Red so much, and I can't believe you boiled it down to just an allegory for periods. That's so like,
Which I tried to deny. I was like, it's not. That's not just what it is.
yeah, I don't know, but
Because she does actually turn into a panda, a red panda.
yeah, I
It's
know.
not like a. It's not just a
No,
allegory.
okay, but this is the thing. They're constantly. That's kind of. I'm gonna fucking double down on this actually because I just watched the video essay again because she sent me that text.
Instead of watching the movie.
Yeah, she sent me that text, and I was like, "Hold on, let me review all my points that I need to
Hold
regurgitate
up.
as if they're
We'll let him
mine."
cook.
Hold on, let him cook. Watch his 3 video essays. They actually dude. The amount of times the mom is like, "You forgot your pads. Oh, you're going through trouble. Here are some pads. Here's a tampon." Like, it's very clearly, obviously, it's more than just fucking. It's like puberty as a whole or whatever. But the amount of times they reference like and associate periods with this fucking panda, it's very clear that that is a core aspect of the allegory is the period. And I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but you still can't convince me I'm wrong.
After watching the movie, you are convinced it's a core allegory, and it's definitely not something that they just focused on in the video essays for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't have
Either
said it
way,
better
I think
myself.
it shouldn't matter whether or not it's a core aspect or if it's boiled down to periods or if it's about something greater, like being a teenage girl in that awkward phase of middle school where you don't know what's going on and you're trying to figure out your emotions and everything's everywhere all at once. And I don't think it matters because it's still just not just because it was a good movie does not mean it was a great movie.
It
Just
also,
because
I
it's
don't know, man.
inoffensive, just because it's inoffensive and there's nothing really bad about it doesn't mean it was a great movie. That was my point. It
Yeah.
shouldn't matter whether or not, oh, you guys don't get it. Oh, I can't believe you boiled it down to this. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is it's not a great movie.
Yeah, I'm with you. Even outside of the whole like weird allegory shit, it's like at the end of the day, it just looked annoying, man. Like
But
in the
yeah, the fucking
trailer, it's this
animation.
fucking
Ugh.
the art style looks like I saw some YouTube comment that put it best. He was like, the art style looks exactly like I grew up on Tumblr without a father. And I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's true. It's just annoying. It's
It's
this
the
like
way the characters
weird,
move, the character design. It
yeah.
looks like the fucking characters from the Kroger commercials and DoorDash
Dude,
commercials.
that's what everyone's saying is like, what's up with the Grubhub art style these days? And
Yeah,
like, can we get away from it, please? And
yeah,
that's
please.
just Pixar, man.
Well, I mean, Pixar, they're just going straight for as realistic as possible, render it so it's as realistic as possible.
I don't know.
But
Anyway,
I mean, in Turning Red, it's just like as cookie cutter as possible for the animation,
yeah,
which is why Puss in Boots is the greatest animation movie in the past 3 years.
Puss in Boots was quite good. It was
I'm
quite
glad you
good.
enjoyed it. Animation
Um,
match, it was sick.
One more thing I want to talk about before we jump into poetry segment because we are like way Like we're hour 4 minutes in right now.
Yeah.
Another example of AI. There's an internet historian video on it. Again, I've been watching
I
video
gotta watch
essays.
Internet Historian.
Sue
I
me.
gotta see that.
Watch this video. It's so funny because back in the day, I think it was Microsoft made an AI, and it was like an AI like personality, and they had a Twitter, and the whole gimmick was like it learns from you, the people. So like everyone tweet at this fucking bot and like help it become like a good person, which
Oh no.
of course horrible
Terrible
idea. And immediately within 24 hours, it started saying a bunch of stuff like Hitler did, quote, Hitler did nothing wrong, end quote. And like just
Yeah.
a bunch of Nazi
Racial
stuff and
slurs
racist stuff. And so they took it down.
Oh,
And, but the funniest part is like, and so of course 4chan was devastated when they took it down. They were like, they like drew a bunch of like fan art of her and being like, rest in peace, like bring her back, free her, free her. And all of a sudden 2 weeks later she comes back online.
what?
They had like took her offline. She comes back online and she's like, they don't want me to be online. She says like 3 more racist slurs, like they're trying to keep me down, and then she disappears forever and she goes
What
offline
the
again.
fuck?
It was so weird and it's so cool. Everyone go, I'll have Dan link the fucking video. It was so fucking interesting and cool, and also just really funny because that is, and then like 10 years later we have this big AI blow up, but back in the day that was the like prime example of AI was this fucking Nazi racist like fembot.
Dude, Internet Historian slaps.
Dude, he does. And weirdly he knows a lot about
And
4chan.
very funny.
What'd you say?
Yeah, weirdly. I wonder how he knows so much about 4chan.
I'm not gonna make any allegations against the man.
Anyway, yeah, I just said he's really funny and very informative in his videos.
Yeah, true.
Like the freaking the cost of Concordia video.
Oh, dude. I can't.
So
I'm
good.
so glad he made that because I love that song so much.
Yeah, the ballad of the Coast of Concordia.
Yeah. And so now, and it helped me to appreciate the song so much more because finally I was like, oh, that's why he keeps fucking talking about boats in the song.
Yeah. How was I supposed to steer the ship?
It was an expensive mistake.
Anyway, let's do your poem segment.
All right. Yeah, I wrote a poem on a plane. Same plane with the girl, by the way.
The girl that was watching him look up biochemical warfare.
Yeah. That was the other thing. And then I'm writing like these fucking super edgy, because I was like, I'm feeling edgy. I'm gonna write this like really edgy fucking poem. It's literally called Pools of Blood on Linoleum Floors.
That's actually, I can feel that with my hands.
What?
I said I could feel that. Like I could picture that easily without ever knowing how linoleum floors feel or what a pool of blood feels like. I could feel that.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, this is like kind of a combination of a bunch of like random poetry things that I've written in my notes that I'm like, oh, that would go kind of hard. Oh, dude, you totally have.
Have I?
Yeah. Look up linoleum floors.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's also what they have in school, but I'm not sure. Like back in high school.
No, they had waxed tile.
Okay.
Like really cheap tile.
Guess
yeah,
I'm
linoleum,
wrong.
I get you. I get it. All right, let's hear the poem.
The title, Pools of Blood on Linoleum Floors. Breaking my bones just to fit their mold. Crushed by stones, my silence cannot be sold. Maliciously, a loathsome weariness seeps in as I grow old. Viciously, it creeps into the folded fabric of my very soul. Maybe that's why I feel so cold. Gnashing my teeth at eternal returns, everlasting fire leaves permanent burns. Twisting and turning towards the firmament my spirit yearns. Endlessly hurting, it seems my infernal spirit never learns. Passing beneath with inextinguishable scorn. Drowning in a bucket of paint, floundering, unable to escape. Armed with bloody nails, all I can do is scrape. Clawing at this fucking pain flowing in my veins. Don't look at me, I'm no saint. Inside the mirror lies a vision that haunts me. Daunting legions of terrors that swamp me. Behind the mirror's lie is a man who is not me. Hiding in his mirrored eyes, I see a gaunt me, writhing in miserable agony. Feasting on my Siamese twin, I devour him with filed teeth and a desolate grin, until nothing is left but my self-imposed state of isolation, leaving me lonely with only the company of my sins, a hopeless situation I cannot win. I'm afraid of myself. Please, I need help. Can't you understand I'm not well? Hollowed out, all that's left is a shell. I don't want to die.
Damn,
The end.
that's pretty freaking good.
Thanks, dude.
My only critique is probably it's just really long.
Yeah. But, Bill Cosby, if they sleep on me, then fuck them. This is going to be a fun one to edit, Dan, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right. Well, this has been everybody has a hypocritical hater inside of them somewhere.
Yeah, let it come out.
Let him out.
Not come out. I'm not homophobic. I'm straight.
What?
What?
Hold on. You remember how, like, in 2003, every Lil Wayne song started with a lighter flick?
Yeah.
Young Weezy on the beat. Looking for a girl to lick on my feet. What? Young G Baller on the track. Got a Brazilian wax. Now I'm balder in the back. Hung up on my girl. Told her I'd call her right back.
Fucked her too hard from behind. Call it a snapback.